Good morning, my good friend. This is Dr. Turi, and we are March the 12th, and we are still under this SOS to the world deadly windows, where anything and everything involving death, secret to come to light, drama, money, name it. This window is still operational, and that's why it's very important as I'm doing this video to click on the link of my latest Cosmic Code newsletter titled Justin Bieber is infected and is asking all his fans for their prayer. Now, Jesus, long time ago, a few months ago, I wrote about Justin Bieber and the reptilians aiming for all the famous people, and especially the kids or the teens. And in this newsletter, you have those links which which you will have to click on and investigate. Remember, it's important. You've got to investigate if, in any way, shape, or form, you want to understand what the cosmic code is all about and where I'm coming from. All right, now the sad reality is, as mentioned many times before, being a celebrity is not natural. It's not something that is normal, so to speak. And a lot of people who don't have the UCI or who don't have the right stars will aim for this type of career. They want to become singers, dancers, actors. But unless you have the stars, you can work your butt off. You will never make it. Even though that your will is stronger than the stars that you inherited, even if you manage to get to that stage, you're not going to stay there longer. You're probably going to end up like many of them, hanging yourself or taking drugs to sleep or taking drugs to be on the job, because being a celebrity means you have to be everywhere. You have to perform in Sydney, the next day you have to be in Paris, then you have to fly to Tokyo, and you're going to go all over the world nonstop. It's a very unhealthy, tasking life. Now, if you don't have that natural recharging power, in other words, if you don't have that fiery UCI or unique celestial identity, if your zodiacal chart is not loaded with fire, then you won't have the strength, you won't have the juice, you won't have the fuel. That's why Leos, uh, which are controlled by the sun, have that incredible energy, and they are meant to be famous. They are fated to experience fame in the stage. You could search all the famous people that are born in August. You have Schwarzenegger, Madonna, Michael Jackson, Clinton, Obama, name it. Now, you could be any sign of the zodiac, but you may have a moon, a rising, a natal or hidden dragon in Leo, and that's enough to move forward. But when you come to Justin, he doesn't have that firepower. Okay, in fact, his dragons are water dragon, which means he's very private, he's shy, he's retired, is not enjoying this lifestyle. And then, as you said, as I said, when you have this type of job to perform on a daily basis, you have to have chemicals. There's no way around you, and that's why there's a saying when you're a famous person that fame and being a celebrity totally blows. Yeah, it blows. It blows what? He blows coke. He blows legal or illegal drugs to maintain that position. So unless you have the right stars, you manage to get on stage, you will stay in stage for many years, and you may survive. You may survive, because Leo, which is a sign of love and light, also have a subconscious fear of death and disease. So more than any other sign, they tend to concentrate on their body, like Schwarzenegger. But it's a fact. Schwarzenegger used a hell of a lot of illegal drugs to build up this big muscle. Right? Okay, so just be logical when it comes to deal with the subconscious, when it comes to deal with the cosmic code or Nostradamus' 16th century divine astrology. So now, we are into that very nasty window where things have to come alive, where the truth has to come alive. And a lot of people have lost their jobs, mostly because that that plutonic energy, which is manipulated by the reptilians, get people to speak without thinking. Okay, so if you got a lot of racists out there right now, which is the legacy of Mr. Trump, which is promising to be very devastating in the next 2 or 3 years from now. I hope to be wrong. I really do. But if you know me, my prediction always come to pass. So you know, tie up your seatbelt, people. So in terms of secret coming to light, um, as mentioned many times before, all the famous talking head, all these UFO speakers out there, that include David Icke, David Wilcock, and Linda Moulton Howe. Uh, they are not cosmic conscious. They do not know nothing about stars. They never have seen a UFO, and they certainly do not channel an ET like I do. Okay, now um, if you read the news, and you can watch the video again on the link that is provided on that video, you will see that Linda Moulton Ho, I hope I pronounce her name right, being French is difficult. She's actually suing David Wilcock because he actually stole her intellectual property without her authorization. You're going to have people are going to say, no, he did, no, he didn't, whatever it is. This UFO field is very competitive, and people get a lot of hits because of their information. So if they are logical and rational or conspiracy oriented, a lot of people are going to follow. When it comes to my work, I mean, you have to think a little bit more. You have to be much more spiritual to really deal with my work. You have to be special, or you have to be a superhuman, because my work demands you to make notes, to investigate, to go back, to constantly check. While when you're dealing with any UFO speakers, you sit back, you relax, and you're being entertained. Same with David Icke, same with David Wilcock, and same with Linda Moulton Howe. Okay. Um, I repeat myself, none of these people have cosmic consciousness. And this is why David and Linda got their own wake up call through my work. Before this happened, I put that window, one in the entire world, to be ready for secret to come to light and for wake up calls. Well, guess what? Linda had some secret that she found out, and David had his own wake up call. So, there is nothing more logical to delegate when you deal with my work, but you need to have a form of grounding, form of understanding of how the universal mind works and how God speaks to his children through the stars or the sign, which I translate for you in these videos. Okay. So I want you to understand that, and I'm not here to bash Linda, to bash both David. No, I'm here to expose the undiluted truth, and you should not expect less from me. That is, if you are vibrating at my cosmic speed, which is immaculate and damn honest and very real. And that's why, again, as we are moving into the world of Aquarius, astrology will be reintegrated where it belongs in our college university and be taught and be accepted. Not for this generation. I don't think, knowing 99%, 99.9 of the people are not into what I do. They are more into politics, entertainment, sports, conspiracy, God knows what. That's what I have to offer. So my work, my cosmic work, is designed for future generation who will be born a little bit more smarter, more curious, or more intuitive or spiritual than these current generations. The new age of Aquarius is accelerating drastically, and that means as we are creating our reality, remember my quote, the future is nothing else than a reincarnation of thought. Uh, those extraterrestrials are going to become more of a reality. Okay, and they will be able to enter this dense physical world without worrying about antimatter, because right now, if they have bases, it's certainly not on Earth. They have a fueling station, as I said in previous videos, refueling station in the Bermuda Triangle, and they are very steady base. One of them is in Pluto, at the verge of our solar system, and both the reptilians, which are very negative, it can only survive with your fear and chaos and conspiracy stuff. Even though the conspiracy are very real, understand that. Okay, um, there are also the draconis, which tend to stimulate you with good ideas, with love, with light, with faith, with creativity. And both of those are extraterrestrial. There is only two, the good and the bad. Remember the law, as always says in all my video: positive, negative, up and down, black and white, front to back, God, devil, the yin and yang, two arms, two sides of the brain, two hands. So everything is symmetrical. In other words, the endless battle between the positive and the negative is what maintains and what creates this life. So you can give extraterrestrial as many names as you heard through whomever talk you heard before, or from what religion classified as the devil, fallen angels, gnomes, whatever it is that you have heard. There's million names for the reptilians and million names for the draconis, the guardian angel, the high spirit, the draconis. So, sad enough, people tend to associate the dragon, the religious dragon, with the draconis, which are coming from the constellation of Draco. So, what I'm trying to do again is to challenge you outside of what you have heard for years by so many different people. The stars were against me last few years. There was no wind behind my sails to push me forward just to reach you. But obviously, with the new dragon axis, Cancer Capricorn, affecting my wishes, my creativity, um, those winds are now pushing me forward, and that's why I'm offered a lot of opportunity to travel, to be on radio, to be on TV, and to come back on George Nori after years. So pay attention to that show with George Nori on Coast to Coast very soon. Um, so what I'm trying to tell you is to make you aware. Last time I gave a window on the Lucas Age of True TV. Remember, and I have to repeat myself for those who never watched previous video, which is very wrong. You have to watch every one of my video to understand what I'm trying to say. But repetition is a must. I told him and the world to be ready for the beginning of the end of important phases of life. Okay. On that very day, I lost my dear mother, and David Icke was stopped, was not granted a visa to go to Australia. In other words, all the people in Australia, as predicted, suffer the beginning or the end in that case, because they cannot hear David anymore, because David is not allowed to go to Australia. So, but they are not able to auto-analyze themselves. And then even you, if you never heard of me, if you go back to the data I gave you, you went through a form of beginning or ending of important phases of life. And then, as I said, losing my dear mother was very tough and very hard. I suffered my own experience because, you know what, I'm not immune to the stars. I'm like you. I'm not immune to the reptilians. I can get infected if I drink 2 beers, because I don't drink. I'm not used to drink. But that's why it's important to watch all those videos and to read all those Cosmic Code newsletter, and most of all, pass it on, people. Pass it on, because it is important to understand. David Icke, David Wilcock, and Mrs. Moulton Howe don't have cosmic consciousness. They never saw a UFO, never dealt with a UFOs. I did. So now it's a choice. And I'm not saying this, I'm special, listening only to me. No, no, no. I'm not doing this. It's not ego driven. What I'm doing is not motivated by my ego. Okay. No, at 69 years old, I couldn't give a shit. That's the right word. Excuse me for being direct and honest. That's Dr. Turi. You love me or you hate me for my honesty. I couldn't give a damn about what you believe, okay? If you think it's my ego, even, or if you mix my supreme confidence, the way I talk, the way I am, uh, you know, uh, mix it with ego. That's your problem because maybe you, if you criticize me, you might have an inferiority complex. Not me. I'm sure. I know. And I made the proof endlessly of my predictions of earthquake on radio and television. I'll do it again as I did on the Age of Truth, and you can watch it from dr.turi.com on my website. You can watch all these TV shows, or with William Shatner, or and soon again with George Norrie. Okay, so keep an eye on my prediction. Keep an eye on the news. And when I say be ready for death and drama, the police, like now, a secret to come to light, supreme wealth, drama, God knows what. It is there. So you need to understand that I work like Nostradamus used to do in the 16th century, using quatrain and keywords which are more than obvious because I don't have to fear the Inquisition and being hanged or burnt by religious lunatics of those days. So again, all I'm doing here is to help you. As far as I'm concerned, I could just sell my 5-bedroom house, okay, sell everything else, end up in Florida somewhere, buy myself a boat, and be happy ever after going fishing. Now, instead, I'm here, and I'm not necessarily here just for you. I am here for you, but it's most of all is for your kids because they do not need to be manipulated by a system, by the U.S. educational system. They do not need to be manipulated by the reptilious infected scientific matrix or the religious matrix for that matter that was created by the reptilians to create more chaos, more fear, more death, more wars. Okay, so understand I am here because I know something that you have to know. All that I'm talking about can be used. You can make predictions. You can read people as accurately as I do. Okay, you can do it. It's all a matter of changing your awareness, changing your thought process, and investigate. Sad enough, God don't speak to fools, and He doesn't speak to idiots either, which are educated and they have this mental spiritual pride because they have a PhD or a doctorate. Jesus Christ, there is such a difference between, education and intelligence. And it's a miracle, like Einstein said, for curiosity to survive that education. Well, guess what? Okay, if you think you know everything, and if you think science has the answer or your religion has the answer, well, I have news for you. Oh, you are so damn wrong. And I will be proven right in the future because the future has and will always be my utmost faithful witness. And what you have for me to prove my claim is my predictions. And my explanation, such as offered to you with David Icke, David Wilcock, and Linda Moulton Howe, receiving their own wake-up call and then being part of the secrets. All right, my friend. Again, sorry, I'm very passionate. It's me. I'm very, very passionate. But when you look at it, I am very much. I'm an ADD, so it's very difficult for me to still apologize. I have to train myself to be like those guys that I see on CNN. Like, I just can't do that. I'm an ADD, and being ADD is a gift. It's not a disease. That's why Einstein was also an ADD. In my case, I'm more than an ADD anyway. So what I'm trying to say is that the mercurial energy that I spoke about in my previous video it is extraordinary. It gives me a tremendous amount of physical and mental energy and allows to very, very fast restructure my own atomic structure, and that gives me a eternal youth. Well, I have other secrets though, how to stay young, and I really want to teach you that, but I don't think I'll do it in this video. It's too priceless. People are spending, especially women, they're spending billions on cream and all that stuff. Let's do it the natural way, the way I do it, It's so easy. You have no idea. I'm not doing it every day though. I do it. Whenever I take a shower, every 3 or 4 weeks. Yeah, when you have a strong Gemini, you say jokes. Hey, by the way, the guy that's going to interview me next Sunday from the UK, Lucas Alexander, George Norrie, Art Bell, and very famous host here in Phoenix on the KFYI, um, Michael Broomhead. All of them were born in June. The messengers of the gods that in this planet rules radio, communication, writing, teaching. The Mercury is extremely strong in my UCI, in my unique celestial identity, and that's why I'm a good talker. I say a lot of jokes. I write endlessly, faster than what you can read. I never took an English lesson or typing lesson yet. I can entertain and I can educate people because this is how I regenerate my soul. So I want to thank you again for taking the time of listening to this little video here. And there'll be more. All I'm asking you guys is if you vibrate at my cosmic speed and you gather something from my work, just share it. Okay? Talk to you again. And it was very nice talking to you today. Be safe. This window is still operational. You don't want to be part of the statistics. Goodbye. See you soon.